Hi everybody, my name is Amanda Ellis of amandaellis.co.uk and Facebook page Angelic Celestial Colours. I'm making this video today to introduce a new colour and a new spray to you, and to also talk about the chakra point that this colour and spray helps and activates and also balances. There's a lot going on with it. The colour, if I just put it closer up to the screen, is a teal green, and I've actually called it Teal. And ever since choosing teal as the colour for the Alta Major Chakra spray, which is what this is, I'm just seeing this colour everywhere, literally everywhere. And people are increasingly talking to me, my clients, and really sort of sensing it and seeing it also. So it feels as though it's a real colour, it's a colour of the moment. But beyond that, it's a colour that we all need at the moment, and our physical bodies need as well. So I thought what I'd like to do is just to explain a little bit about the Alta Major Chakra, where it is, what it corresponds to, and also why we need to keep it balanced and healthy, and how this spray can help with that. It was made, firstly, the spray was made last week when we had the spring equinox. I'm making this video 2015, and we also had a solar eclipse visible across much of Europe, and we had a new moon in Pisces on the same day. So it's like a triple action going on in the higher realms that really sort of helped activate this and make it. So the scent of it, firstly, is, if you wanted to give a predominant scent, it's quite aniseed-y. One of the star ingredients in it is star anise, cardamom, frankincense, and also it has some elemi in it as well. But the star anise seems to be really important. And if you look at star anise in nature, it actually has a star shape to it. And those of you that have been following my work for a long time know that I talk a lot about Metatron's cube, which is actually the shape on the spray itself. I don't know whether you can see that because the sunlight's shining on the bottle. Maybe just make that out there. But Metatron's cube is basically, it's a Star of David shape, and also has 13 circles within it. And so this star shape is really important, and a third dimensional version of Metatron's cube turns into a Merkaba field. I talk about this a lot in my teaching, particularly Metatron level 1, that you can do at distance or either in person with me or one of the teachers that I'm training up soon. Why I'm talking about this is that it relates to the Alta Major Chakra, because the position of the Alta Major itself is at the back of our neck. I'll just take my scarf off actually and be able to maybe demonstrate it in particular. It's sort of around about here. So we have obviously the top of our spine, the top vertebra, and then we have the place where obviously our skull connects into our neck area. So really we're dealing with this position at the back of the neck. So that's the Alta Major point, but it is a point which helps to balance and to activate other centers within the skull and the head. In particular, the ear chakras, the sinus, the third eye, the crown, which is here, and also there is the hypothalamus within the skull, the pituitary gland, the pineal gland, and also links down to the higher heart as well, so and the throat when it's fully extended. I'm going to take us through a little visualization process in a little while, where you'll understand how all these points connect up, so it'll make more sense, but I'm just giving you the theory, I suppose, first. So it links all those points. It's also, if you think of the position right at the top of the spine here, that's the top of the spine. It has to also link into the base of the spine, because the spine has fluid, cranial fluid going up and down all of the time. So it's linked in also to Kundalini energy. There's an awful lot to learn, I think, about this new, it's not a new chakra, but it's one that increasingly is becoming activated. And it's being activated now because it helps link us more into a fifth dimensional consciousness when we have activated all the points. One of my clients, in fact, I think it was the first client who really experienced this new energy, the teal energy, going in there and then activating all of the other head chakra points. Described it a bit like having a spring clean in your head, which I quite liked because it really does feel very fresh. And it was interesting myself that on the day of the solar eclipse, when I sat outside in my garden, and it didn't go pitch black, but it certainly went darker, the energy felt very intense, quite heavy during the period of the eclipse. But straight afterwards, when the sun started to come back into its own again, there was just this feeling of refreshment. That's sort of the word that I really keep hearing, refreshment, fresh energy. And it's as though by activating the Alta Major and in turn balancing the other chakra points in the head, we're able to let go of a lot of old, stale mental patterns that we have. You know, our head gets so clogged up with ideas and with thoughts and with what different people say, things that different people are saying to us, as well as thoughts that we have in our own head. And it really feels as though to be able to step into a fifth dimensional consciousness, we have to have a clearer space within the head itself, within the skull. And if you think about the position of the head, is obviously the place on our physical body which is closest to the divine, it's closest to the spiritual connection, the crown chakras, the soul star, the stellar gateway. And so we have to keep it in a purified state. I'd like firstly now just to, before I say any more, let's just spray the teal spray and let's have a connection to it, because I know that this can work and I know that the energy can come through the airwaves. So those of you that are sitting at the moment watching me, maybe just get yourself comfortable and feel your feet on the floor, on the earth, just getting that connection down into the earth and also into your physical body, so connecting into your physical body. And as we do that, we're also just linking into our base chakra as well, situated at the base of the spine, and just allowing that to gently open as well. And into this space where we are together now, we are welcoming in the energy of Archangel Metatron, who has brought in this blessing and this gift. And so I'm just going to spray the Teal Alta Major spray around myself. And I'd like you to imagine that there is a beautiful ray of this teal energy entering at the Alta Major point where I'm spraying on the back of my neck. So it literally is as though we have a beautiful chakra point there that is just opening up. I'm being shown it as a doorway actually, and it's as though the doorway opens and this beautiful flow of teal energy flows in to that point, and it feels fresh and tingly. And straight away you notice that the energy starts to also want to move both upward and downward. And firstly, we're just going to extend it upward from the Alta Major point itself up to our ears. So it's as though we have the two lines of the downward triangle coming up to the ears and then also extending over to the third eye. So we're connecting up that downward triangle. And then as that happens, and it happens quickly, we're also noticing that there is an upward triangle, tetrahedron, gently, quickly forming. It's very, very quick, probably quicker than my speech, linking the ears also up to the crown chakra above the top of our head. And within this star shape that has formed, it is also starting to activate and switch on, balance, whatever it is that is needed in your body, the hypothalamus, pituitary and pineal, and also the third eye. And it touches the third eye by just starting to gently rotate. So it's as though we have a Merkaba field starting to form within the upper chakras of the body. And as it gently and slowly turns, you realize that the shape of this is extending outward from the skull. And it's as though the points of this Merkaba field extend up from the crown to our soul star above our head, and they also extend up to the stellar gateway too. And as the upper points of the geometry form and go upward, the downward lines and points also start to travel down into the throat, into the higher heart, and into the heart itself. And then you also experience the lines and the geometry of what has become a Merkaba field starting to now extend outward from the ears, so that what we are left with is a beautiful, formed, light-filled Merkaba around our head. And into that we inject some more of the beautiful teal energy, bringing in revitalization, balance into all of these places within the head and the extended points also. And then you become aware that it's almost as though there is an opening, and any old patterns, any old thoughts, any confusion, any stress just gently seems to be able to be lifted out of this field and taken away completely from the body. It's as though there is an upward movement of energy, whether it is from your heart, your throat. It might be something that you've heard with your ears, something that you've thought with your mind, something that you've seen with your third eye that you no longer want to have within your consciousness. And it's as though it just is able to leave the energy field, the Merkaba, as if by magic. Metatron is able just to filter it out so that the energy within the Merkaba is completely pure and refined. And you may become aware in this space of one of the points being fine-tuned to have the same frequency and the same energy as the other points within it. And this is going to be completely unique to you and your body. It may be that you link into your crown or to your ears and realize that they are out of sync with each other. They all need to be linking into this fifth dimensional energy that exists in perfect harmony within this Merkaba field, within the head and outside of the skull. You may become aware of colours, of sensations. You may ask for guidance and insight at this place of illumination. And into that, we're going to pull in the other new energy, which is the lilac light spray. The lilac light was made the same time as the teal and is for guidance and insight. So we just allow that colour to surround the Merkaba, which gently absorbs it in. Teal and lilac light together, gently merging and swirling, revealing whatever truth it is, whatever guidance it is, that you now have the space and the clarity to be able to see, feel, or hear. Okay. And then all you need to do is open your eyes, feel your feet on the earth, and what you should experience is a much clearer head space, which you can feel from the neck all the way down to the heart, to the ears, all the way up to the crown and up to the stellar gateway as well. So that is how to use the new spray. And I say sprays because I obviously introduced another one in there at the end of that visualization process, which is this one. And the colour isn't showing up particularly well, which is a shame. Don't think there's much I can do about the colour in this room. But it is, you'll see on my website, it's the most gorgeous deep lilac colour, and they go beautifully together. And I think, having made this video now, I can really see that Metatron is saying that the Alta Major Point is to do with rebalancing all of these points within the head to create clarity from where we can reach guidance and insight, whether that is from within ourselves, our higher self, whether we are pulling down an energy such as Metatron, Sandalphon, or one of the Ascended Masters to help answer our questions. But they feel as though they go beautifully together. I'm just going to I wanted to mention a few other things with regards to the teal spray. I've had a few friends also sort of helping me on this and tuning into this for me. And one thing that they noted was that also there is a strong connection into the Neptune energy with this teal colour. If you look at it in particular, you know, it feels very much linked into Neptune. And of course it was made on the Pisces new moon as well, which is very much linked to water as well. Neptune is the god of the sea, and he rules the subconscious as well. So I feel with the teal energy, it's also helping us to link into that subconscious, intuitive side of ourself. And if you, again, you think about the sea, the depths of the sea that Neptune rules over, hidden depths, it's reminding us that we have hidden depths that we can't see within ourselves as well, that the answers truly lie within ourselves. Also, a few people mentioning the connection to Egypt with the teal. Teal is part of the turquoise family, of course, and turquoise was a colour that was very much linked with ancient Egypt. And again, they viewed it very much as a protective talisman, you know, the turquoise crystal stone. And so teal, again, having these protective qualities. I think when I first sort of was told by Metatron that these new sprays needed to come out, there was a part of me that was a little bit nervous, because obviously when you are dealing with anything related to the head, it's obviously you've got to be careful with what you're doing. But I just think because it is because it has this beautiful teal colour, which has a groundedness to it as well, which means you're not just going to fly off. You know, there's a groundedness to what we're doing here, but also there's a protective quality as well coming in with this colour. And so it just feels as though it's really safe to activate and to balance all of these centres together. And it may feel a little bit strange at first because we're not used to looking at all these different points around the skull as being something which can act as an independent whole, a holistic whole. We're much more used to talking about, for example, the 7 primary chakras in the body. And we know, for example, if we have a problem with our throat, and maybe there's a problem with our sacral, oh, maybe there's something going on with those 2 centers, and actually they relate to each other. So it could be that you've had a shock which has been absorbed into the sacral, but it was from having not been able to speak your truth in a certain situation, or from having had an argument, or just a heated discussion in some way. So we're used to linking up these different centers, the 7 chakras, and starting to, or we should be starting to think about how they are talking to each other, what the relation is with each other. And I think what the Alta Major energy spray is doing is Metatron is wanting us to start thinking about how they all link up. And it is really like a radio that's being tuned in finally. And so I feel that the more you work with it, if you've got imbalances in one particular area, it may be, for example, that you get headaches or something like that, the more you work with it, it should start to decrease. I did have a look on the internet at information that was out there before I started making the spray. And I'm sorry, I can't actually credit whoever this came from because I just wrote the notes down. It's just a few lines because usually I like to credit people. But I read somewhere it was talking about when the Alta Major Chakra is completely open, which is what this spray is helping with. We can receive spiritual inspiration, we're able to acknowledge our divinity, and we're able to see the higher purpose. When it's overactive, because it can be overactive, and don't forget by using this balances it, we can become too preoccupied with spirit at the expense of the physical. And I'm sure we've all met people like that, or maybe we've realised that we've gone through periods like that in our own life, where we've just become so interested and preoccupied with our spiritual path, we forget the fact that actually we need to, I don't know, cook the meal, or often what happens actually is people neglect finances when they're starting off on their spiritual path. The thing about, oh, you know, God will provide everything, the angels will provide everything. Well, of course, the physical is very much about we have to physically get out there and do it as well. You know, the angels won't do everything for you. So that can be a sign of it being overactive. By the Alta Major malfunctioning, I read that it can be about going into illusion, fantasy, or mental imbalance. And if it's blocked, completely blocked, that's somebody who is just really far too preoccupied with the mundane, you know, with the everyday, with the physical problems that are out there. And that can also be indicative of headaches as well. Often headaches are to do with a blocked third eye, so really blocking our own intuition, not wanting maybe to see the answer that is right in front of us as well, because maybe it's not acceptable, or we want a different reply, whether it's from ourself or from spirit. So I hope what this video has done is just introduce this whole subject to do with Alta Major. It's, as I say, it's a powerful spray. It is a powerful energy that we're dealing with here. This point is very, very neglected, I want to say, a bit like the chakras on the feet. I have friends who are reflexologists who are always saying to me, you know, how everyone always neglects their feet, and they're so important, and they're important energy centers as well, yet we don't give them the time of day. It's sort of the same with this place, which I think is why so many people are finding it's playing up now. You know, severe neck ache, severe shoulder ache, problems around the head. We need to get it back into balance. And by doing that, we are able to walk further on our spiritual path. We are able to open up more to Metatron and all the gifts that he wants to bring in. Really interested to hear what you have to say with your experiences of Alta Major Chakra. I almost feel as though I'd like to build up a bit of a library, and I'm talking about an online library here, to do with this really important chakra point that is linked to 5th dimensional consciousness and the next part of our journey. And I need your help in that, because this is the way that it works with Metatron and me, which is that we learn together, and you are invaluable to that. So I think I will leave it there. I'm going to, Metatron is saying just draw a final card. I know I haven't done any cards on this because it hasn't really been what that's about, but for some reason I'm being asked to draw a card, so let's do that now. Okay, sort of confirming the teal theme here. This is the card of expression, 8 of stones, but you actually see it's full of turquoise, amulets, jewellery. This is linking back to the Egyptian theme again. Metatron is reminding me as well that the gold energy feels as though it works very well with the teal in particular. Well, and the lilac as well, because it's a complementary colour, but the golden energy obviously linked into the Egyptian energy too. I just feel there's a whole, he's saying, a treasure trove to discover here, and that this is a very important key that unlocks something, not just within our own physical bodies, but unlocks a degree of consciousness that we haven't been able to tap into yet. And it's going to be personal and it's going to be individual for each of you, and you just need to work with it. Also, the point of massage, gentle, very, very gentle massage at this point on the back of the neck is important as well. I actually often wear scarves. I'm a real lover of scarves, and often it's just to keep myself warm. But again, I was reading something the other day which is saying a lot of people do it subconsciously, because again, if you think about it, you're putting a layer of protection here at this very vulnerable place at the back of the neck where we are susceptible to other people's energy. And so it's like another veil there which just helps protect our own space. So let me know how you get on. Lots of love for now. The teal spray will be up on my website for sale really shortly. My web designer has got it at the moment and is just putting it up for me. Other than that, my email address is amandaellis11@outlook.com. Don't forget the 11 or you won't find me. amandaellis11@outlook.com. My internet Facebook page is Angelic Celestial Colours, and my website is amandaellis.co.uk. Much love, everybody. See you soon. Bye.